Regina asked, can you sterilize masks in the portable sterilization machines?
The short answer is no. If you're going to use a one-time use disposable mask, whether that's a surgical mask that you can purchase or a KN95 or KF94, those are masks that are meant to be used on a one-time basis. So if they do get soiled, if they get wet, then it kind of loses its properties.
Darlene asked, can you use Lysol to sanitize your mask?
The answer is no. And really, those are materials, Lysol and bleach and things like that are for materials that are used on hard surfaces.
AMJ Taylor asked, if you wear a cloth mask with a filter added to it, is it as good as the disposable mask?
No, so actually those filters are we do not recommend those filters. When you want to look at what makes a mask, you have surgical masks and then you have these N95 masks. So what do N95 masks mean? They mean that they filter out 95% of the air particles that come in. Now, N95 masks have very nice fitted, are fitted to your face, and there's a tight seal on there. With the surgical masks don't have any ventilation on them. They don't have any of those filters on them. And so really it's intended to protect it's really intended to filter out about 70% of the particles that you inhale in.
Teresa asked, I use a cloth mask with the PM 2.5 insert and it seems to work well. Can I get more details on how effective the inserts are?
I'm not really sure about those specific inserts. Here's what I would say, and I've done this myself as well. When I grab a surgical mask, I have masks that I like, cloth masks that I like that I've used. They either have, the Buckeyes on them or, something on there. So I'll usually put them on top of the surgical mask.
Harry asked, what constitutes a surgical mask? I certainly haven't found any that say they are for surgical use.
Surgical masks are actually regulated through the FDA, and these tend to be masks that they know filter out about 70% of them. So if it does say that these are surgical masks, then you know that these are surgical masks and they'll filter out about 70% of the material there. Some of them will clearly say not intended for surgical use.
And if they're not intended for surgical use, are they still good?
I would say for the vast majority, I think they're better. I would say those masks are better than cloth masks. I think the cloth masks really are not something that we're going to go to be honest with you. And the reason why is because we know that the layer of filtration is pretty flimsy. I think some of those other masks, the non-surgical ones, it just means that they haven't been evaluated by the FDA.
And Narvella asked, I purchased KN95 masks from a pharmacy. There's an engraved marking on the mask. Are you able to discern from the attached pictures and the engraved marking whether or not these masks are legit?
That is a great question that I really don't have an answer to. And I do think that's, again, those masks are designed, the KN95s are designed in China and they have their regulatory process, and the KF94s are designed in Korea and they have their own regulatory process. And so those are a tricky situation as well.